Good morning, everybody. Don't mind my bad hair look. I was still a bit tired because I was sick last week, and I'm still a bit, in the after healing, so to say. I received a question. I was like, this needs a video. Somebody asked me my background before I met human design, and if I self-studied or joined the human design school like IHDS and stuff. Before human design, I was working as an art director. It was my job to create concepts and visualization for different things, for big companies and this and that. I enjoyed it, but I did not enjoy the hours. I worked 16 hours sometimes, and that was just, killing me. Nevertheless, I liked to be creative always. My whole life I liked to be creative. And so yeah, that was the background. And then at one point, I just... I would say I had a kind of breakdown and a lot of changes happened. It was almost on the day of my Saturn return. So I was around 28, I guess, 27, 28. And then I had 35 euros in a backpack and I started traveling. So that was 2017. And since then I traveled and I dove more into this thing that always interested me. That was spirituality, shamanism, working with the body, healing, all those things that were more like a hobby on the side on the weekend when I had time. But that got more interesting and received more attention from my side. And so I worked with a lot of people, learned a lot of stuff. I tried a lot of things, and obviously, I had my own situation, sleeping outside at some times, sleeping in all kinds of scenarios. Like from very luxurious beds to the floor in the forest, So I have a lot of experience in that sense of that when it's about this. And then at one point, human design came into my life, a couple of times actually. I remember one time I saw a manifestor friend on YouTube, and he said, you should really calculate your chart and blah, blah, blah. I was like, I don't know. Okay, and I did it, and I was like, I'm not a manifestor. I don't want this. So I just pushed it away. But I guess it was half year later, somebody invited me because when I was traveling, I posted my status, where I am, what I do, and also some inspirational quotes and this and that. I posted on Facebook. So it was more like my Facebook was like a diary, And somebody invited me, and through this person I got into human design. It was a generator, and she invited me for a reading with a reflector, and this reflector learned from Ra, as far as I know. And I received this reading. I was really like, what the hell, how can he know that? How can he know so many things about me that not even my best friends know, So I sat down and did my investigation, just like a 1-3 projector is doing its thing. And through this, I kind of were motivated, actually in the beginning I were motivated to debunk this system. But until this day, I could not really find such a flaw that would debunk this human design system. I just, bumped into more proof and more and more and more. And obviously I know, this is it's a very subjective, obviously. Everybody needs to know this for themselves. And just because I'm pretty hardlining and sometimes even say it's an absolute, and for me this is really the truth, doesn't mean this is the truth for you, So I'm still open. I'm still open for finding flaws. I'm still open for looking into it and studying it and turning it upside down. So, yeah. So most of it was self-studying afterwards. I really tried to get some books. In the beginning, I was more interested in learning it in German. So my first 2 books that I bought were from Peter Schöber. Really good books. I can really recommend them. And then I bought a book from Andrea Reichel-Wolf, and I bought some stuff from Jovin Archive, some videos, some transcripts. I also had access to the 64 Keys homepage. I bought access that I could watch some basic videos, and then I were in Facebook groups. I created my own Facebook groups and kind of exchanged with people. I also started to teach it a bit to people because I learned the best if I, pass it on. And obviously this was not official, and most of it was donation based. It was more like a gathering and talking about it because I was so fascinated about it. Yes, and right now I'm still studying. I'm still trying to pass it on. I teach, I do human design cafes, I give readings, even though I'm not officially allowed to do it. It's not a reading, it's a guiding, you know. It's me as a projector who knows human design. I will pass on this information that I can see in the chart, and as always, I begin my guidings with "don't believe me." You know, this is not about believing stuff. This is more about I read information and you do what you do with it. You know, there's no choice about if you can really follow it or not. Just recently, I received the invitation to study human design in the official way, so I'm curious how this will turn out. I'm excited. There was already some sessions, and it's nice to see that, you know, how this works, how they teach it, how this is communicated. So yeah, thanks for this question. It's nice to repeat it again, like, because I got asked this many times but never recorded it. It was just more like, you know, after some human design cafe gathering or a lecture about some center or whatever, that people ask me, "Oh, how did you actually get to human design?" So yeah, it was in my experience, or in my opinion, it was the most perfect way. I was invited. I was even invited in the reading to study it, and I was given some materials to study it because, you know, an invitation comes with some kind of effort or exchange. And yeah, everything in me just turned on. It was really like an activation. I'm not a second line, but it felt a bit like I was called out, you know. So yeah, that's how it is. And if you have more questions, please don't hesitate, you know. Do you have questions? You can always ask me your questions about this stuff, and I will try to make a video for you.